Oh, fair. Where's the timer?
It's now.
Oh, we're live. I'm watching the thing there. It says that we'll go live in a little bit. We're live. Welcome to Southern Utah Community.
I'm Melinda Goodwin, luxury agent for RE/MAX First Realty.
I'm Keith Kelsch with Kelsch Construction, custom home builder.
Okay, so I have to say our last episode was a little rough, but we got through it.
Yes, we did.
It was about building relationships, right?
Yes, and we talked about all kinds of things about our community as well.
Yes. So I have to say that I am a contributor writer for the Inman News, which is a worldwide magazine. And Brian Buffini, who is a well-known agent, he wrote an article exactly about what we were talking about, how it becomes more of a relationship-based than it is numbers.
Transaction-based.
Yep.
He talks about that.
And I was so excited because I was like, yeah, I'm right. It's confirmed. If two people think the same thing, then you're right.
Right. If two or more agree on one thing, you can change the world. You can lift mountains.
Yeah.
So that's called relationship building.
So that's what we do.
So we wanted to talk about tourism and good eats here in Southern Utah. We, again, live in a tourist environment. And if you've never lived in a tourist environment, you've lived in a bedroom community, a suburb, or even an inner city, tourist environment trumps them all.
Yes.
You have millions of people come through your town, which makes a lot of vibrancy to your community. When you have what I would call movement with people coming in and out of your community, it actually really changes your politics quite remarkably. It changes your landscape, your visions, a lot of things in your community. Without losing culture, without losing a sense of who you are. So we are in a tourist environment. We'll talk about that first. All the things we have throughout St. George here, Southern Utah. The only thing we don't have, but we do have it close to that, is we don't have the ocean, but we do have the beach.
Sometimes it smells like the ocean.
Yes. Yeah.
You can smell that.
Sometimes it does smell like the ocean. But we do have the beach, and we have pink sandy beaches here.
Yes, we do.
In Southern Utah, at Quail Lake and a lot of other places, even the pink sand dunes. So if you want to get back with the sand in your toes, we can do that here. We just don't have that vast ocean. Other than that, we have everything else.
And it's a 92-degree day today. Can
Yeah.
you believe that? I'm so excited. It's supposed to be 105 on Sunday, which is quite a change because I think just 2 days ago it was 65 degrees.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. I'm like, yay, swimsuit time.
Yeah, if it's 105 and clouds come, it can drop to 90 really quick. So we have those really fluctuations in temperature. But keep in mind, we are a dry climate. We are not a wet, muggy climate.
No.
Like the armpit of America down there in Mississippi.
But we love you from Mississippi.
We love you if you're from Mississippi. It's a good place to be from.
Okay, and what else?
Let's talk about our tourist attractions
Okay.
first, and then we'll go into some good eats real quick.
Okay, so my favorite thing to do is hike Zion. We do Angel's Landing once a year, and every single year when we're all done, my husband says, I am never doing that again. And every year I'm like, hey, let's go hike Angel's Landing. It is phenomenal. Have you ever hiked it?
No, I haven't. I don't like those heights. So I'll be going out there this Saturday,
come
but I
on.
won't be hiking.
It's not very high. You have ropes and chains you can hang on to.
It's looking down and imagining in my mind falling. Those things don't go together very well.
Then don't look down.
Yeah.
That's the first rule. Don't look down.
Just go to Google, type in Zion National Park, click on images, and you'll just see all the beauty that we're around. If that doesn't attract you to Southern Utah, I don't know what will. A lot of pictures, the subway, hiking, overnight stays, there in Springdale, fall, spring, winter. It's a great time to visit anytime.
And be prepared for road construction this year because they're redoing a lot of the road. So you will want to definitely park down and walk through.
Right.
Okay, so I have a friend who owns a bed and breakfast there called Namaste. You're going to want to stay there because she's phenomenal. Her name is Katrine. And then her husband also does a lot of the canyoneering stuff. So if you have corporate offices that do canyoneering, team building, he does all that. And so you definitely want to look at that.
Yeah, if you can stay in a bed and breakfast at any time, you can really get a feel for the culture, especially if you think about moving here to southern Utah.
Yes.
We have the Seven Wives Inn in St. George. We have the Green Gate Green Gate Village, not Gillage. Village in St.
Right
George.
next to Judd's.
Right next to Judge Thor, and there's several others. Again, if you want to know more, just email us or give us a posting here. We'll be glad to let you know about a bed and breakfast here in town, because they will talk with you, give you a real good skinny on the whole culture in ways we may not even be touching. So tourism is one of our big industries here. We've got Zion National Park, we've got Snow Canyon, which is our own in-city,
so nice,
right locally here, as the crow flies, maybe 3.5 miles that way.
And you can hike the lava fields up there.
You can hike the lava fields.
And the volcanoes.
And a volcano. There's an interesting story. I had a friend who lived up near the volcano, which is near Vail, Utah, and he took some tires and lit them on fire inside the volcano.
Oh gosh.
And years and years ago, they thought the volcano was active because they saw this black smoke coming up out of it. But it was really tires burning inside the Vail volcano.
That's something I would do. My dad looked at a house in Vail that was for rent before he passed away, and it was right under the volcano. And he was, is that a volcano? I said, yeah, but it's not active.
It's a dormant, dead volcano.
He was not, no, I'm not living next to a volcano. But that's what we do. That's the whole Entrada, is volcanic rock.
Yeah, we can build on that if you like.
We can.
It's not a problem.
Nope.
We also have phenomenal views. We've got the Sugarloaf, which is kind of a Desert Hills Parkway, which goes up the, just north of St. George. And you can overlook everything, a lot of lookout areas, a lot of day hiking. Hiking here is a big, phenomenal thing. It's even more powerful than running. More people are hiking than anything here. A lot of trails, over 50 to 50 miles of walking path alone here in St. George. Always growing.
Did you see the new park up there?
Yeah, there's, what's it called? Desert Rose something.
Okay, it's a $3 million park, and there's a lot of people in town that are kind of upset that the taxpayer money went to that. So of course, you got to go look. You can't have an opinion. I'm sorry, people, but you cannot have an opinion if you don't go look. Right. And I went on Memorial Day, and I fell in love. I love it. Honestly, I would take my kids there every single day and let them run and enjoy and experience nature. It's safe environment, great clean bathrooms. I really liked it.
I didn't realize the value of parks and recreation and walking paths until I met a gentleman who works at the local university. And I said, so what attracted you to Southern Utah? And he says, my wife loves to walk on walking paths.
Yep.
And we looked at all the different places in the country, and St. George had the best accessibility for best pedestrian access they've seen in any town. And that's why we put 50 miles of walking paths just in St. George alone. We're not including Kayenta or Ivins or Santa Clara, Washington City, or anything else like that. Those are remarkable all their own. But our tourism here is a living tourism. We actually really enjoy our environment. You go to a lot of other places and they may not enjoy their environment. We really do.
Yes. You get out, you bike. We have a lot of bikers and hikers, and the thing about it is everywhere we go, there's sidewalks or, nice areas. But I don't know about you, but I walk in the mornings, and I don't want to walk up and down the entries of all the driveways. So having the walking paths around every park, I mean, your kids can play at the park, and you can walk while they're at the park and totally see them the whole time. And I think that part of St. George is making sure that you're safe when you're out enjoying the community.
Yeah. I've not lived in a more peaceful place than St. George. I've lived in some interesting places in Southern California and whatnot. There's just a lot of peace here. I love the ocean. I don't knock that. I was talking to an editor. She lives right on the Cape of Maine. And she was mentioning that she loves the ocean, but she can't stand the cold winters. The cold, they're so brutal.
Gotta move to Florida.
So she put her house up for sale, and she's renting for a year until she figures out where she wants to move to. Well, here in St. George is one of those places that she's considering, because of the kind of the reason why so many tourists come here is because it's clean and fresh and Milky Way at night, the whole 9 yards. And so there's so many facilities, we've got, I think I counted a handful of national monuments within a 40-mile radius. I mean, national monuments. And then we have state parks and several national parks. Oh, yes, I think
Bryce Canyon.
There's Bryce Canyon, Grand Canyon North Rim, Zion National Park,
The Pink Coral
Sand Dunes,
Lake Powell.
Lake Powell, on and on. And then there's a lot of national monuments like Cedar Breaks National Monument. If you've never seen that before, it's imagine going up to about 9,000 feet. And then you're on a kind of a cliff of a mountain, and you look down this huge ravine of Badlands.
Okay, but see, he won't hike Angel's Landing.
Yeah, I'll look over that, but I won't hike Angel's Landing.
Same thing.
So
it's the same thing.
just a lot of beauty, and just around the corner from that is Brian Hand National Ski Resort. So we could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Fishing here is phenomenal.
Yes.
A lot of small river outlet fishing, a lot of bass fishing, trout fishing, quite a bit of that as well. And I think one of the things that attracts a lot of people here is we have our own parks and recreation, which is why we have the Huntsman Games. We mentioned that on another show. But what we didn't mention is all the parks that we've built. We just are
dog parks,
softball parks, baseball parks. We are baseball freaks here.
Yes, I love softball.
We have softball. We have pickleball courts. We put a lot into parks and recreation here in Southern Utah. The lifestyle is everything here in Southern Utah. Again, just type in St. George, City of St. George, and look at all the nice pictures that are out there on Google. You'll see what I'm talking about. Tons of that out there. What else can I say about tourism?
I don't know. I need to learn Japanese.
Yeah, why?
Because when you're in Zion, they all come in their tourist bus. And okay, so if you're listening, you need to have a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant in Zion. There's not one there, and you will make a lot of money. So call me. Let's buy some commercial property, and you can open up a Japanese restaurant.
Yes, that's some good money right there.
There's a lot of steak ones, but no Japanese.
One thing about the Japanese, they're always taking pictures, but they don't include themselves in the pictures. So if you go to Zion, you go to Snow Canyon, you go to any of these national parks, always put a friend or a family member in the picture, because it makes it more meaningful when you know that you were there or family was there.
I thought you were in the Japanese people's pictures.
Well, they don't put themselves in pictures. They're always taking pictures of the scenery. Oh, there's a pretty mountain. There's a pretty street, whatever. But they don't say, "Oh, Mary, get in the picture. I want to."
Yeah, that's true.
They're always that doesn't. If you don't put human beings in it, you don't humanize the experience. So always put yourself in your pictures.
Selfie time all the time. That's what my 15-year-old.
Yeah, all the
She's
time.
like, Mom, you gotta learn how to do selfies.
Let's talk about good eats. You were talking about the need for Chinese,
I love
Japanese, and Zion National Park. We got a lot of restaurants here.
A lot of gourmet restaurants too.
We have probably more restaurants per capita in St. George than any typical city of its size anywhere in the United States.
We're hungry.
when you're hungry on a Friday night, even starting at 5 o'clock, just about any restaurant has got a line. I'm sorry, but we're packed.
45-minute wait.
We eat. A lot of us eat out here, and whether it's a yogurt place or a pizza place or anything like that, try to get to where you're going to go a little bit earlier. 35 minutes early might help. An hour would be even better. All the major franchises you can imagine, just about any franchise that you're kind of privy to that you like, we have them all. A lot of private, independent restaurants as well.
So what's your favorite steakhouse?
My favorite steakhouse, there's one called up on Bluff Street, the Gun Barrel. Is that?
Oh yeah, the Gun Barrel. They have wild animals too.
Wild animals. You can actually bring in your own steak, I believe, and they'll fry it up for you, or bake it up, or.
So you could go to Dixie Meats, buy your own steak,
Yeah.
and then take it there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a similar restaurant that I knew of in Malibu, California, where you bring in your deer or venison, and they'll just cook it.
Oh, got it. Yeah, because they do buffalo and they do all the interesting stuff.
That's a good steakhouse. And then, of course, if you like your traditional franchise, what's the one from Down Under?
Oh, yeah, like the Outback.
Yeah, the Outback, stuff like that. We have all those here.
Mine's Anasazi.
Anasazi.
Anasazi's so cool because you get that hot rock and you can do your own meat and yeah.
Yeah, that's on Sunset Boulevard. On Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
A lot of everything from sushi to even some Indian food. We have that here. A nice gourmet restaurants. Yes, we just had another one just open up. We have almost every week, a new restaurant opens up.
Bishop's for breakfast.
Bishop's for breakfast.
What else?
I like the Wagon Wheel for breakfast. It's a local town favorite.
The 25 Main. My daughter works there. She's the baker, so you want to get a cupcake.
That's a local one, 25 Main. There's one across the street that just came in called the Twisted Noodle. If you like healthy and organic and natural, he used to cook out at the Biggest Loser Resort.
Great.
Now he's got his own restaurant. It's in the Main Street building right across the street from the 25 Main. It's called the Twisted Noodle.
Twisted Noodle, and then you have George's.
But you need to get the Southwestern Chicken Caesar.
At the Twisted Noodle.
At the Twisted Noodle. That's the best salad. I'm a salad freak. That's the best salad ever I've ever tasted. The Southwestern Chicken Caesar.
Okay, so the best BLT I have ever tasted was at the Painted Pony, which is a gourmet restaurant here, and there's only 2 weeks I think that they get this certain tomato. Oh, it's so good.
That's a good fruit. If you want some nice service, probably some of the better service in town, a nice wine list, you would like that there. That's probably what has one of the larger wine lists in southern Utah. There's one on the hill. What's that called? Inn on the Hill or whatever?
Oh yeah, Cliffside.
The Cliffside.
It's good too.
Up by the old airport.
Hotel right there.
Up by the old airport. That's got some great ambiance. If you really want to get a kind of a bird's eye view of St. George, thinking about moving here, go up there and have some dinner and look, maybe we can move over there or live over there, and you can kind of imagine.
Got a great view of the entire city up there.
Great view, and you can actually look at my house. I live below there.
You're like, there's Keith right there.
Way down there. That's there's so many different restaurants here.
I think we should have a restaurant day where we take the viewers and we go from restaurant to restaurant.
Or we can have the restaurant say, bring the food here, and we eat it in front of you.
Yeah, this is so good.
It's yummy here.
Okay, no, we can't do that because then you guys will all think that I work for Carl's Jr. I'm a Carl's Jr. model.
No. There's if you've ever been to Cafe Rio, St. George is the birthplace of Cafe Rio.
Very good.
And we launched that, which is a real wild success, coming out all over the place and across the country. That was the first Cafe Rio was here in Utah, St. George actually.
Cafe Rio.
It was by the old. It's that Mexican place that took over the spot where it used to be over there on Riverside Road. I can't talk today. I can't talk, but a lot of yogurt places. Utah loves its ice cream, which now has morphed into yogurt. So you'll find a lot of yogurt places here.
And frozen custard.
Frozen custard. We've got that on Main Street or St. George Boulevard. Frozen custard.
I'm getting hungry.
I am getting hungry too. So.
It's 4:00. It's time for dinner.
A lot of people do pack lunches and they go off to the canyons. One of the things people like to pack is a lot of cheeses, crackers, and stuff like that. We have a lot of. If you're going to go into Zion or even the Snow Canyon, get one of those long camelbacks where you have some water because you need to hydrate yourself. You're a nurse, I'll let you explain why that's important.
It's important. Okay, but even though sometimes when you're hiking in Zion, you are in water anyway, right? You have to wade through water to get up through the Narrows, and some of the simpler hikes, you actually wade through the river. You still need water. You need clean water that you can drink because it does get hot.
Go ahead, keep talking.
It does get hot, and so you want to make sure you're hydrated, because there's so many times where we've had to take the rescue people, the helicopters, everything, just to get somebody who can't make it any longer because they're just too weak or whatever.
A lot of people make the
Naked and
mistake
Afraid
all
is
that
welcome
time.
to come and do a 21-day challenge when you want Naked and Afraid to be at the Zion National Park.
Yeah, you need to. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking they can handle a hike, or they're going to hike down a narrow thing and there's some raging water that's going to come because of this rain. Always check the weather. Always check the weather.
Yeah, flash floods.
A lot of people don't check that. But always pack some food, because I just had a friend who went into Zion and injured himself, and they couldn't life flight him out because it got too late in the evening. So he had to stay there overnight. So please always, we're in a real wild environment. Although we are in a tourist environment, it's a very unforgiving and hospitable environment. You can go from freezing temperatures at night in some of the desert, higher desert areas, to 100 degrees in the afternoon. So always pack food. You never know if you're going to be stranded. Wear layers of clothing. Take those with you as well. But water and food, definitely.
Yep. And
definitely the right shoes. I saw somebody walking on volcanic rock the other day ago in sandals.
I think that was me. He's like, you didn't wear the right shoes, I said.
So please do that. Again, if you have any questions on whether it's Good Eats or tourist areas, a lot of great hotels here, a lot of them going up as well. You're not going to find really big hotels here.
No, because they can't build them that big.
Yeah, they can't build them big.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of small hotels with a lot of custom service and a lot of personal service, which you'll like.
Yep.
Just, you'll find them on the search engines just about anywhere. But please check out the bed and breakfasts. We have several old ones that have been around for a long time. Great service. Please,
ask us questions, because we want to know. We want to know what you want to know, and we'll research it for you and get back to you, send you pictures, whatever.
Yes. If you have any questions about Southern Utah, if you want information on a hotel, a place to eat, place to buy, place to build, place to do anything, we'd love to help you out. We are your eyes and ears for St. George. We can talk till our eyes and ears are blue about our community, because we love our community.
We do love it. So before we leave, though, Keith has an announcement.
My book is almost out. This is the first edited copy.
So exciting.
So we will publish that next week. I'm going through to make some layout changes real quick, but published my first book after 7 years of writing and researching and working on it. So if you want to read a good book, it's a great quick read, a great summer read.
What's it called again?
The Political Optimist, The Restoration of Common Consent.
There you go. So. See, we are smart.
Yes, we are. Once you're published, you're considered smart.
You're considered smart.
Yeah. So.
Not a nurse. Not a teacher.
Just smart.
Just smart.
Just brainy. Just smart. I don't have anything else. You have anything else?
No. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna eat. I want a cupcake.
We're done for the day. Check in next week again, where we're always talking about Southern Utah community, and that's who we are. We are talking about our loving town in Southern Utah.
Let us know what else you want us to talk about, because we're happy to talk about anything.
We'll talk about anything.
Okay, see you later.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.